Hello, I'm Ben, as you all probably know as soon as you're here. I'm just going to wait a little while and just see if a few people join me, and whilst I'm doing that I'm going to tune up my guitar. This is the launch stream for Moment, which is the album I put out today on Bandcamp, which is an instrumental album, so if you're expecting any singing tonight, I'm afraid it's all guitar. But I'm guessing you probably knew that anyway. This is a song that is named after the very first Border Collie. I have a Border Collie, he's not the very first one. Sometimes the way he acts, he might be the very last one. Anyway, this tune is called Old Hemp. Cool. Hey Emma, just a few messages that will sort of go up the screen. So if I see them, I'll say hi. But if I don't see them, if I don't say hi to you, it's nothing personal. It's just that I've sort of wasn't looking at the screen as it happened. So yeah, that tune's called Old Hemp. It's not named after worn out spliffs. It's named after the first ever Border Collie, Old Hemp. I think, actually, if you want to... I don't know. I'm not going to talk in dialect because that's just terrible. Those of you who bought my live album that I put out, when was that? March now. I mean, it seems about 400 years ago, doesn't it? March. You might recognise some of the guitar parts from that tune because it was there's a song on there called Always Knew I Did Not Belong, and I kind of always felt the guitar part could be expanded into a guitar part rather than just a song. So that's that. As the guitars always stay in tune into the MIDI, you have to play them in front of someone. Right, it's a piece of music called Mists. Hey Chris. So that's a piece of music called Mists. Sort of trying to capture that kind of feel of like when you're on the coastal path and the mist is rolling in. I was in the kind of brief gap when you were allowed to go places in the summer. We went down to, where was it now? Where's the place where like Port Isaac, where the Fisherman's Friends are from. We went there and I walked from Port Isaac along to Padstow, which is a really beautiful piece of the coast path, apparently. But the day that I walked it, it was just solid mist. So I could see about 3 foot ahead of me. So that tune kind of reminds me of that. It was quite nice though. I saw a peregrine falcon as well, which was, you know, obviously it was more than 3 foot ahead of me, so just lied when I said I was 3 foot ahead of me. That piece of music, Mist, I was going to record that for an EP I put out a couple of years ago, but I couldn't get the performance on the day. So, but this is a song that I did record for that EP, which was called Nameless Gold, which is still available on my Bandcamp. I've still got in the wardrobe over there. I've got loads of copies of it still. This is called Let a Sleeping Dog Lie, Parts 1 and 2. Hey Joan, I can see your message popping up, thank you. So yeah, that's a Sleeping Dog live. For those of you who sort of are joining as we're going on, this is an instrumental performance. So I do sing, I do have songs. In fact, I have an album of songs which is going to be coming out later in the year. That's going to be called Chalk and Clay. That's going to be 10 tracks. Well, it's 9 songs actually in one instrumental. I recorded that in a proper studio in November. And part of the reason that I wanted to do this instrumental album Moment that I've just put out at home and do it kind of really nice and quickly with no stress or anything was because it's a long journey putting an album out. I don't want to sound like I'm on the X Factor. There's a lot of money involved and a lot of work and stuff, so it was quite nice to just do something quickly. So the album Moment that's out, I pretty much recorded it in an afternoon, which is, you know, not to say that I didn't put any care into it, but I did do it quick, which was, you know, nice. I kind of enjoyed that feeling of it being a moment, hence the title. And anyway, so the album Moment is available on Bandcamp, and you know, there's lots of names popping up, and I know that a lot of people have already bought it, so thanks a lot for that. If you do head to Bandcamp and buy it today or before tomorrow morning, I think it works out. It's Bandcamp Friday, which means all the money comes to me. Bandcamp don't take any commission, and basically that will really help me in terms of getting Chalk and Clay, the album of songs, out later in the year, because there's still a little bit of money that needs to be spent on that to get it all ready to go. Anyway, enough sort of begging. I'm going to have a little sip of this is my first beer since New Year's Eve. We did Dry January. And then, despite the lockdown, we're trying not to drink during the week, so we sort of had to wait till Friday. So, I mean, I've not drunk for like a month, and who knows, you know, I might get halfway through that and be absolutely slaughtered by the end. This is called Northumberland Rags. Thank you. Lasted almost 18 hours, did you, Tony? Well, that is good. Well done. Yeah, January's been kind of tough, hasn't it, this year? Let's be honest. It's never exactly the most exciting of months. So we're all kind of stuck inside normally because of the rain. And I've actually been enjoying like going out in the rain just to get a bit of difference in my day. So that was a piece of music called Northumberland Rags, and then after that I did a little kind of part of a traditional melody, She Moves Through the Fair, kind of nicked from Davy Graham, which basically pretty much all I'm doing this evening is just nicking stuff from Davy Graham and Bert Jenks and John Fahey, those kind of folks, and just doing it myself. This is this is almost kind of like I planned this segue between songs. So this is a piece of music that is called One for Nathan, and this is dedicated to a guy called Nathan Salzberg, who is a great guitar player, and he plays guitar with lots of people. He plays guitar with Joan Shelley, and I put this on my Instagram page and tagged him in it, and then he came onto my page and said he really liked it and said thanks. And then he downloaded my album today, which is pretty nice when one of your guitar heroes downloaded your album. And then earlier today as well, I put a photo of the album cover, which is basically this wall behind me with like this headstock of my guitar against it. Even though the wall is now, it's timeless, according to the people that make the paint, it's not white. And but for some reason in the photo it came out blue. I don't know why that is. There is a blue wall behind this, so it did take like 4 coats for it to get that colour, so maybe it's just something weird about the light. But anyway, I put that on my Instagram page as well, and the people who make my guitar, Collins Guitars, commented on it and said they really liked the album as well. So it's been a nice day of people getting in touch saying they like my music, which is always good. Anyway, this piece of music is One for Nathan. Yes, that was One for Nathan, dedicated to Nathan Salzberg, because I feel like I kind of nicked his style of playing a little bit on that. Earlier, a mate of mine popped up on the list of people that's playing, a guy called Pete, and I've played in band with Pete before. I played in a band with Pete and Tobias Ben Jacob, and Pete and I have made music on and off since then, and done some collaborations and played in other bands. We were starting to play in a band with Tim Jones, but sort of stuff got in the way, namely Christmas and then the pandemic last Christmas. So maybe that will start back up again. But anyway, he popped up, and quite a few years ago I recorded an album with him in a couple of days, and it was an album where I put some dinosaurs on the front of it and made it all myself. And I recorded this next tune on that album, and I was never quite happy with the take that I got of that, so I thought I'd do it again, and it's called Knotted Pines. Hi Christian, thank you for that comment, that's great mate. So I've had a few people sort of get in touch today and ask me about how I recorded the album and Moment, and I recorded it at home. I don't know if you can see, possibly you can't because I can't see what you can see, but I've got a little microphone poking up here, which is a Shure SM81. If you're not technically minded, this bit might be like a good thing to kind of pop out to the toilet or grab a cup of tea or a beer or whatever. But yeah, I had this SM81 from Shure pointing at this bit of my guitar, and then I had another microphone, which is Ear Trumpet Labs, which my wife bought me, which I normally use for singing and playing guitar at the same time, pointing at this bit of my guitar, and then they're kind of panned left and right in the speakers to sort of make it sound like you're kind of, you know, here and there. But something that's quite cool that I sort of noticed when I was listening to it in that last tune where I kind of slide down the neck, I basically move. If you have your headphones on, you can hear my finger go whoop, whoop. Can you hear this little kind of like scratchy noise that goes from sort of like left to right in your earphones. In your headphones, which is like quite funny. And there's a few little things like, you know, the chair creaks and stuff. I just recorded it downstairs in our living room. So there's a couple of times where you can hear the dog kind of like shuffling around in his bed, which I like those sort of things. It's, you know, it's character, isn't it? This is a piece of music called Sketch. Thank you. Cheers, John. This is John. Just I don't know. I can't remember if the people who are watching can see the comments, but John just did the guitar sounding cracking, which yeah, you know, it's a nice guitar. I'm not gonna lie. It's you know, it's a good one. It's, I'm still paying for it actually, so that's how good it is. So there's a few kind of things kind of up and down on my screen, and some of those have been people who've been to Bandcamp and bought the album whilst this has been going on. So thank you very much to everyone who's bought it or shared it or just commented on posts and liked the post of me dancing around, because all that sort of stuff helps. You know, I know that not everyone's bringing in a lot of money at the moment, so you know, buying music might be a luxury that you can't really afford at the moment. I totally get that, but just liking and commenting and sharing and stuff, that all helps as well, because it kind of gets the word out there about my music, which is, you know, what I want to do really. I'm what I'm hoping that this album lets me do, just like I say. So all the money from Bandcamp today goes directly to me, and what that money is going to help me do is put out my kind of proper debut album later in the year, which is called Chalk and Clay. I'm going to do a song by John Fahey now. Don't tell anyone, because I'll have to pay PRS for like the streaming license, because I'm not playing something that I had the copyright to. But it's kind of like a traditional-ish song, so you know, I think I can get away with it. And this is called "Poor Boy, a Long Ways from Home." Thank you. That's I'm assuming when you say you're giving it a fairly good hammering today, Joan, you're talking about the music and not like a broken printer or something. Apparently, I read a thing on the news the other day that the headline was actually that lockdown reveals the woeful technology of at-home printers. Our printer is broken, but my understanding is that the printer that was broken was about 16 years old anyway, so it had a good innings as printers go. So this is the problem with lockdown, is that I haven't really got many interesting things to say about what's going on in my life at the moment, because my life is basically, well, like everyone's life, just sat at home getting annoyed that the printer doesn't work. And recording instrumental albums in an afternoon. Yeah, but no, at this rate, I could have a few more done by the time I get my jab. This is a piece of music which is called Windowsills, and this was the first track that was on my EP Nameless Gold that I put out. When did I put that out? 2019, so 2 years ago. That was another music that was set of music that was recorded quite quickly. I recorded that with a friend of mine called Matt Calder in his studio, and we recorded it the whole EP between 10 o'clock in the morning and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we stopped twice for a cup of tea. So I do tend to do things quickly. I mean, the album, the other album, the Chalk and Clay album, that I did sort of recorded that over 3 days. It's just taken me a lot longer to do all the other stuff to it. But this track is called Windowsills, and I stayed in a hotel once in Newquay, when I was doing an acoustic review session where I go down to Cornwall into the studio and review guitars. And the hotel had this massive window, and I actually had this guitar with me because I bought it a couple of days beforehand and I had some hours to kill, and I just sat in front of this window. Anyone who plays guitar, if you ever play guitar in front of a window, because it's such a reflective surface, it just kind of bounces straight back at you, so you get really lost in the sound. And this piece of music came out when I was sat there. Hi Heather. Do you know what I mean? I've done a few of these live streams now on Facebook and Zoom and Instagram and other things like that, and I wouldn't go as far to say they feel normal, but they feel a lot less like horrible than they used to. Ella's joined, my stepdaughter, who is I don't think she's actually only ever seen me play once, so you know she's here in time to watch the last tune. But I imagine she'll go back and watch from the beginning, because at the end I'm gonna put this up so you know anyone who missed it can watch it, or if you're so inclined you can watch it again. So thank you for staying in this evening rather than coming out and spending some time with me whilst I play guitar for you all. That's been I'm really grateful for the sort of chance to just kind of play some music for people, and I'm also really grateful for everyone who's, like I say, been to the Bandcamp page and bought the album, and I sold a few other bits and bobs as well, you know, CDs and stuff, so you know, that's really good. Thank you everybody for doing that. And you've got I think it's like 8 o'clock tomorrow morning that Bandcamp Friday finishes, so until that point I get all the money. But Bandcamp is still the best way to buy music from artists who are on there if you can, because they just get more money than they do from Apple and Amazon and Spotify and all those things. So you know, ultimately that's what allows us to keep producing work. So if you can afford to go to Bandcamp and buy the albums, benmorganbrown.bandcamp.com, the link's in the description. That would be great, I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, this is going to be my last tune. This is a tune that I wrote. I walk my dog a lot, unsurprisingly. In fact, some of you may have seen the live video that I put out this morning when I was walking the dog, saying like, hi, the album's out. And one morning, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago now, it was about 7 o'clock, probably must have been in the summer because it was light, and there was a bat that seems to be sort of like following me around the woods. I imagine it probably wasn't just one bat, but it was like every time I looked up there was this single bat, so who knows. And I've always really liked bats. I used to be, believe it or not, part of the Bedfordshire Bat Club when I was growing up. I had a little adapted radio that had like a microphone in it which could pick up the ultrasonic calls or whatever it is the bats put out. And so I just kind of tried to get myself into the headspace of this bat, and he's kind of like flitting around the woods and everything. So this piece of music is going to be my last piece of music this evening, and it's called Bat. Okay, thank you everybody. Thanks for coming along and watching me play this live stream to launch my instrumental album Moment. I'll be about on Facebook for a little bit, so you know you can kind of comment and say hi and stuff, and find me wherever you're going to find me, and hopefully at some point soon I'll see you at a real gig in the flesh, and we can say hi and shake hands and all those kind of nice things that we're all looking forward to doing again. Okay guys, I'm gonna hit the finish button now, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks a lot, bye bye.